Hi, Caro. So, obviously I'm not in my room. I'm in the car, but I'm not driving. I'm in a parking lot, because that's how we do things here. We make videos in parking lots. No, not really. I had to run some errands, and, because my whole life consists of buying yarn. So much yarn. I can't have a social life, because I can't afford it, because I spend all my money on yarn. So, yeah. Anyway, and I had to run to the post office and send some things off. But, yeah. And, the other reason is that because if I didn't make it today now, I wouldn't make it. There's a good possibility that my voice will be gone by this weekend, which is not good. And, I figured if I was in, an enclosed area, you could hear me without me having to shout too much. So anyway, yeah. I hate being sick. And the reason why I'm sick just really irks me because it was totally avoidable, but somebody, my boss, cares more about making money than about the well-being of her employees and clients. It's a sore subject. Anyway, so, I'm, really hot and sweaty and gross, and I didn't put makeup on, so I'm not going to take my sunglasses off. You can just see whatever I'm seeing past my window, whatever reflects. Anyway, Star Trek, just... I feel like how I felt after The Hobbit, where words cannot convey all of the emotions that are, in my chest. Just... J.J. Abrams is the master. He is just so good, and I realized that this was probably not the best parking spot to have this video because there's a busy thoroughfare right behind me. Anyway, I'll just talk louder. Yay, talking louder! But yeah, so I just, I can't. It was so good, and I can't wait to see it again because none of my family's seen it. So obviously, I'm gonna make them all go, and I'm gonna go with them because it is so worth seeing twice or more. Definitely more. And can I just say, I don't even know. It was just such a good movie, and I loved it. And there were a couple things that were okay, we did we really did okay. But other than that, did you notice the general lack of females? Was that just me? No, it wasn't just me, because Felicia Day wrote a fantastic blog post about it. Yeah, other than, the two main female characters, there were, only two other women that were there in the movie. Which is kind of annoying, because you'd think, this is supposed to be how many years in the future? You think women would, be there and have a large role and, equal to men. So that was kind of annoying. But other than that, I really loved it. And, okay, at this point, spoilers. I'm going to try not to, say anything that's, exactly the plot, but just in case, spoilers. Okay, so that moment towards the end, it's the first ending, how there's 3 or 4 different endings, kind of like Return of the King, where it's oh, this is the end. Oh, it's not the end. Oh, this is not the end yet. Oh, we're still going. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, now it's the end. Okay, so that's what it was like. Alright, so I think it was what we could call the first one, where it's like a repeat of Wrath of Khan, except the roles are switched, and that's happening, and you're just no. No, don't do it! Don't do it! This never ends well! We know this never ends well! Stop doing it! Stop! And then it happens, and you're just no. And, yeah, so that happened. And I was really upset. And, for 5 to 10 minutes, I was, super angry at J.J. Abrams. I'm you jerk face! How could you do this to us? You're not directing the next one yet, or ever. So, why would you not finish this if this is how you're gonna end it? I'm so mad at you! But then, that got resolved. And so it was okay. But it was still, that was 5 to 10 minutes of just pure, utter hatred for Abrams. I was just, it would have been a brilliant ending to the movie. But not if Abrams isn't doing the next one. So, there's that. Yeah, the friend that I went with, a great friend, I've known him since high school, and, we go to movies together and stuff, but he's... I think at one point he was kind of worried about me, because not only was I already sighing and... anytime Benedict Cumberbatch was on the screen, But like when we hit that part, it was just like, no! Con! That's basically exactly what happened. Yeah, so I think he's like a little concerned, but that's okay. I just realized whenever I do like hand gestures, all you can see is the tip of my fingers because like I gotta raise them higher. But anyway, yeah, the movie was really good, and I feel like the final ending, the way it actually ended, was not the strongest of the many endings that could have occurred. But at the same, and it definitely wasn't. But at the same time, because Abrams isn't necessarily directing the next one, that was okay. Because whoever does the third movie has to fix the timeline. Does anyone else notice that? Yeah, there's like a timeline and it got ruined. Because Abrams is brilliant, but he ruined the timeline. So it's got to get fixed. And so whoever does take on the next movie has a lot to do. And yeah, so I loved it. I love that movie so much. It was so good. So good. And yeah, other than that, I can't remember what else you told me to talk about. I don't remember. But I did talk about Iron Man in my last video. So, and then you touched on that too, because that was also a fantastic movie. And like, I wish I could go see that one again, but there are so many movies coming out this summer that I want to see that I can't, like, I spend all my money on yarn. So I can't pay to go to movies multiple times, other than Star Trek. So, oh, you did ask about Superman though. And I'm not a huge, I've never been a huge Superman person, like, ever. And yeah, the last movie was like, so at first, up until recently, probably like 3 or 4 months ago, I was not into it. Like, I had no intention of going to see it in theaters. But once I realized who is playing Superman, I'm like, oh wait, but I love him. It just, like, I finally, like, actually looked at who it was. I wasn't paying attention to the name. I wasn't paying attention to all the posters, but I finally, like, it clicked. I'm like, oh no, I really like him. So that happened. And, like, looking at with, like, the plot, and, you know, it's very Christopher Nolan. So I'm like, oh, okay. No, that actually looks really good. That could potentially, you know, kindle something for me for Spider-Man. Or not Spider-Man, Superman. Spider-Man 2, I suppose. No, not Spider-Man's fine. But yeah, so that's me. And I'm just like, well, I'm sick, so I'm just like, but other than that, things are okay. I'm trying to think of what should you talk about in your next video? I don't know. Life, I guess. I don't know. I've hit that point where I'm just like, I hate you all. Die. But yes, Star Trek. 2 Vulcan signs. 2 of them. Okay, quick side note. Do you know how long it took? So I can do it, but I can't do it very well. And this hand's like really. Okay, but up until maybe 6 or 8 years ago, I could not do that. Like, it took me years of practice, like, rubber bands and things to just be able to pull my fingers apart. I think my mom still can't do it, or one of my sisters can't do it. But anyway, it was a big joke in the family because it was like, oh, Alyssa, live long and prosper. I'm like, I can't, but now I can, so it's okay. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so anyway, talk about whatever you want in your next video, and yeah, bye. Why does this happen every time? I want the video to stop and I won't stop. See, technology sucks. You suck. No, I love my phone. But you suck. Okay, stopping video now. Bye!